Oh my fucking god. What the hell? And I broke YouTube's rule. Fuck you, YouTube. Can't say anything within the first minute. Not that it really matters for me, I guess. But whatever. The rules are so stupid. Fucking trench coat sometimes. There you go. There we go. Boop. There we go. I have another little hair tie somewhere, but whatever. I won't worry about that right now. Get my coffee. Crack this puppy open. I was thinking I would be starting my stream right about this time. And be chilling for the evening. No. I had to be called in for today. Frankly, I don't even really mind that much. But, it's still just like, what the hell? It'd still be a little bit of bull schmizzles. Because also, from what I understand, I think my store director kind of like last second was like, here, I'll also write you in for Thursday just in case we need you. And I'm just like, we never negotiated that yet, but okay. It's like, I'll come in and grab my check, and if you guys still need me, then I'll be like, alright, I'll pop in like, 5 or something like that, just, but, because it was just like, oh, on the safe side. I'm like, wouldn't it be the safe side just to put me on standby and just call me again tomorrow? I guess 6-day OT, so whatever, fuck it. I want that every now and then. At least a little bit. But still, it's just like, ugh. It sucks. What random shit could possibly be, like, be rumbling out that back there? I connect my Xbox Discord so you can see what I'm doing. Nice. Nice. That looks like some good shit. Well, sounds like good shit at least. Can't really see it yet. Though, I'll say, I'm only here for like a short period of time until later. I don't know if you caught that last little bit of what I was just saying, but I kind of got called in. I was hoping maybe I would, like, be a chill day, but I kept getting called from our work, like, every hour, and I'm just like, do they think I'm working today? So when I finally called up, it was my store director, and I was like, okay, and at first I thought, alright, so she's not saying that I need to come in, well, that I'm late or anything, so that wasn't clear. And then, I was like, okay, so what's, what else is going on? And it was like, well, we need you because we only have one closer over there because we don't know what's going on with our other closer because he's visiting hospital. I think I never got too much detail from my understand. It might be his mom again, so he's back in the hospital checking up with her. So it's just like, I think there's just like some family shit going on. And all, and that's why, so I think there's like a me being on standby, at least for tonight and for tomorrow, to potentially come in just because, I mean, well, I don't know what's happening with our other guy. I mean, he's just been getting like, like 8 wins shit fucked, to oblivion, dude. It's just like, I feel bad for him, dude. Like, because his mom has not been doing well. Like, there's a lot of weird gossip bullshit, that spreads around him at the apartment place that he lives at that are just kind of lies or just kind of stupid bullshit. And just trivial nonsense that ends up being more bigger drama than it should. Just random shit like that. Plus, just like how generally, the workplace just kind of generally treated him overall. Even if it's just a permit, well, I mean, I would have to go back in to, see if I would have to get that renewed, because it's been a while since I've last, went to the DMV and shit. I mean, it's like, it's not like I don't know how to drive. Like, I know how to drive around and stuff. I've just never driven, like, for long periods of time. I've driven, like, for, like, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, from, like, a couple blocks, up and down the street or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, there's never been, like, long distance treks and stuff. I mean, it's not like I probably couldn't handle it, but it would definitely be a little nerve-wracking, to be doing it right off the bat, especially in a place I'm not in, so, like, not native to, It would be a little nerve-wracking, but I can handle it. I mean, I feel like it would just be more or less just, other people, really. It's other people that I'm worried about. Even earlier today, we'd be there for you. Well, yeah, if anything, I would just say, hey, just make sure you can check my sexy stuff, because I'm probably going to be paying more attention to the road and dashboard. Just because I haven't driven much, I want to make sure I'm, like, kind of keeping my P's and Q's with, my horizon and stuff. So as long as, y'all just kind of make sure my six is all in check and stuff, are fine. I'm assuming it'd probably be, like, on the freeways and highways, and I think once we're just kind of driving straight on the freeways and highways and stuff, it'd probably just be a nice little cruising. And honestly, I could probably just put in cruise, and as long as I just keep it straight and just kind of keep it level, I could just probably just, like, kind of be a little loose and kind of relax a little bit, at that point. But it's more everything in between, so, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not, like, nerve-wracked, scared about it. It's just, like, I mean, doing it for longer periods of time that I'm not used to would definitely be a little, like, First time for everything will not be there for you. Well, yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like I said. On plus side, you'd be driving a luxury old-person car built for comfort, not speed. What, you don't trust me to be like, alright, let's get this, gunner, let's get this bad bitch, rumming and humming, you don't want me doing that? I mean, that's probably a good idea, because if I get too comfortable and decide to be like a little daredevil or something, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would be, like, long-term behind the wheel once I get comfortable, I'm sure it'd probably be fine, but I'm not, like, somebody that's gonna want to try to take risks, at least when it comes to driving. That I kind of take that shit really fucking seriously, frankly. I mean, as long as I, like, as long as someone just, like, knows their vehicle and knows how to operate it, like, even if they are being a little daredevil-y, I mean, as long as they're not making that a constant part of, like, their driving behavior, if they do it a little bit just because they know they can handle it, and, just doing it just kind of get a little thrill out of you a little bit, like, maybe doing a drift on, one turn, on your drive, and that's, like, the one time you drift, just because it's a nice little sleek road, it's nice and big and open, you could tell you'll be okay, so, and I have friends who have done that before, and honestly, it's not really that big of a deal to me. It's more or less like in more heavier traffic or condensed areas where I've, freak out about that, and I have too. Like, there's been times where I've had a friend do that and kind of get a little daredevil-y racing through small, tight-knit neighborhood streets with cars parked on either end, and it's just like, skirting around, drifting and shit. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, this is not the place to be doing this. And frankly, I mean, doing that type of stuff should really be discouraged anyway, but I mean, like I said, if doing it once or twice every now and then, like once in a blue moon, I don't think is necessarily bad, but it should still be, more heavily discouraged than not. It could be speedy, because my dad, your stepdad's a speed demon. He offered to teach me how to do a pit maneuver if I'm still here when I get my license. Why would you need to learn how to do a pit maneuver? Which, by the way, isn't that hard. You just have to, like, line your speed up with the vehicle you're pursuing and then just, like, bump into their rear, like, bump into the corner of their back car. Like, usually. That's usually how I do it. And once you do that, you slow down immediately. Like, you don't, like, slam the brakes, but you ease the brakes in, so you can get away. So then the maneuver of getting, crumbling, tumbling, and crashing and shit, you don't end up being a victim of, too. So there's a trick to it, but it's not that hard. He seems to want me to stay and keep offering me things. Well, I mean, I think a part of that's just so he could try to maybe not indoctrinate you, honestly. I'm just going to be honest with that. But yes, I think that is also too, and to try to do extra work for him as well, because you're a lot more able-bodied than he is. And plus, he doesn't have to pay you, which you should. I mean, at least for the more heavier work, at the very least. Like, digging ditches, fucking uprooting trunks and shit like that. Like, deserve at least a little compensation for that shit. Because he knows he could give it. How's the daily treat? Yeah. Well, I'm not on lunch or anything. I was called in, so I'm not on a lunch break. I don't stream while I'm, like, on the clock. I mean, my work life and my stream lives are definitely very separate things. But, I am at least, gonna go in there sometime between, like, I guess technically now to at least, 7 and shit, but they already know that I'm gonna be in there anyway, and they'll be okay. Honestly, it's kind of slow. It's just more or less that, just other shit, just clean the fucking place. Because once I get up there, I'm just gonna go in the back and just start cleaning everything back there. Just fires all off. Oven, if it's not cleaning yet, clean that fucker. All that shit, that's just essentially what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna help them start closing shit. Because in about an hour and a half from now, like, that dough is gonna be closed anyway. So I might as well just close that fucker an hour early. Doing 7:30, and I'm not even gonna bother my work shirt. I'm literally just gonna wear this. I don't even give a fuck, dude. Do you think I care? I'm just gonna roll in there, take off my jackets, be like, alright, let's do this. Hey, I got called in. I got an excuse to wear no work attire. I was walking my dog, and I had to come home, drop my shit off, and go back right up there. Wink. I mean, I did do that. I was walking my dog earlier today, but they kind of interrupted that, and on my way back, instead of extending that walk, I went over there, to see what was going on. And then I came back over here after I got a burrito for after work. They don't understand how men and women are fundamentally different. I mean, like, based on, like, just what? Just the basic, like, biology or, like, social norms? Two shitty ideas. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna, like, necessarily, put words in the mouth of that one, or assume, what he believes with it, but, like, I mean, yeah, like, there are, like, differences between men and women, but that doesn't mean, like, I don't really necessarily think, like, just left, period, just, like, the left, broadly is, like, losing men. I think there are definitely elements of the left that are not helping with this and are doing that and turning men off. But I think there are still branches of the left that are still, that kind of get these things, especially when it comes to, like, labor perspectives and stuff. Because, like, the whole labor traction is, winning very successfully with a lot of demographics and a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of different, like, videos. I remember, I could probably check it out later when I get off, for a couple hours, find a YouTube clip that someone was looking at, because it was, like, some pro-union TikTok. And it was, like, this dude who was, like, saying, it's like, yeah, this whole, like, labor thing, it's never been, like, a left or right thing, or, like, if you're a man or woman and stuff, it just means trying to put, some plate on your table and stuff. And there's, like, brotherhood, but, with that type of shit, and blah, 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 and it's just, like, yeah. And they mean brotherhood not necessarily because of the men aspect, but just because of, the whole, like, worker, like, brotherhood, like, unity, solidarity thing. I do think the right saying, you deserve sex, while the left says nobody owes you sex. Problem of messaging. Well, I agree, you aren't owed sex. Well, yeah, because the right's saying that it's like a form of, it's like something you're entitled to, and then, the left is saying that you're not entitled to it. So it's just like, it's literally not a black and white thing. Despite, both ends of it being like, heavily portraying this as a very black and white issue. It's like, sex and sexuality is a very a fundamental aspect about the human experience, like for sure. But that doesn't necessarily inherently mean you're entitled to it, but that doesn't necessarily also inherently mean like, you're owed it either. But it's just a part of the human experience. It's just like, it just is. It's not really either or. It's just a part of it, and there's a very healthy way to, express that, and there's also very toxic ways of doing so. And frankly, I'd say this whole very black and white issue about it is definitely a toxic way of looking at it. Instead of just seeing it that it is just fundamentally just part of human experience. It's not like something you're inherently owed or entitled to, or you're not owed or some shit. It's just a part of it. It just is. Probably won't find sexual partners. Yeah, I really don't believe. Yeah, I mean, I honestly agree with you. I really don't believe that type of stuff, because there's plenty. I see dudes that do not, frankly, especially in my opinion, don't look, very attractive at all. I don't even necessarily think I'm like the most attractive looking dude, but I get a lot of people saying that I am. I know I'm looking at you too, by the way, Venom. But but either way, it's just like, for me, I genuinely think I'm kind of like average, so to speak. I'm not necessarily like a big fit dude. I'm not I'm not really overweight or like, or weak or strong necessarily. I got, some decent, features about myself, but also I'm not necessarily like the most clean cut looking dude either, right? So to me, I genuinely feel, I'm about, what I would expect average to probably be about. Outside of, some exceptional cases like me having long hair, and shit like that. Oh, hush your adorbs. Proving my point. See, despite me thinking I generally feel, on the levels of being average, at least when it comes to broad attractiveness of what, like, is appealable and non-appealable, on, like, a general level. And, it's just like, despite that, a lot of people do generally see me as a very attractive person. I didn't get one until my late 20s. I mean, yeah, and I could tell. Like, I mean, right here is starting to get more predominant and grow longer a little bit and start to get thicker and shit. Not so much around here yet, but yeah, no, I'm aware. Same thing for my dad. He didn't really start getting, like, full facial hair until, like, late 20s, early 30-ish about. Which kind of fucking sucks, but whatever. But either way, I mean, like in other cases, like TJ, Paul, for example, like on DFF, they're not exactly the most attractive looking dudes at all. Like, just being blunt with that. I mean, look up fucking Paul Zigo, for example. I mean, he looks like a literal fucking dwarf. He looks like a literal dwarf from Middle Earth. So, like, I'm not even kidding, dude. Like, he's not attractive at all. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, he's definitely got, like, this, element of, kind of a handsome, like, kind of, big, bearded, like, lumberjack aesthetic a little bit. I mean, he does have an appeal, I will grant him, but, at least for me personally, not attractive. But he's been married twice, and multiple girlfriends. I mean, it's just like, it's not necessarily just based off of looks. There's way more to it than just looks. I mean, because, there's a lot of his personality, a lot of it's the behavior of people, a lot of it's just, how does someone vibe with, somebody else? Like, is there just kind of a general, like, kind of click, like, hey, I can kind of hang out with this person, be kind of comfortable around this type of person, even if I don't necessarily totally know them yet? There's other things. I play, other different, like, social behaviors, like, body language, all sorts of other things. I play such a strong role in these things. I have an advantage on dating apps. They can sit back and just wait for messages while men have to look for it. I do agree with that. I do, one thing I do grant Sony is that I do think dating apps do play a very toxic negative role to a lot of these things. I don't know if it plays as much of a role that I think he, claims, but I do think it does play a major role nonetheless. I mean, it definitely does. And I think, what plays bigger roles is rooted, into what makes dating apps, generally very toxic. There's things that are rooted into how dating apps work that I think, tend to be more prevalent issues because it enables of how dating apps operate and it boosts a lot of that type of behavior. Honestly, that's why I think it has incorrect ideas about sexuality works. I mean, I've definitely had misinterpretations about it myself, but, it's just like... I don't know. it's definitely, something that is tricky to try to, explain to someone who hasn't, versus someone who has, right? That's definitely, something that I, struggle myself, because despite, being in that same type of position. I've been trying to poke him in that direction. Looks fucking cute as fuck, just I'll admit. What's up, bitches? What's up, Harley? I'm hanging out for a very short period of time before I get called into work. I already have had that happen, but I'm just drinking this coffee and just kind of shooting shit a little bit. But, I don't know. I know part of it, at least, with the continuing convo, though. I know another thing is the environment. Sometimes, it's just the general, kind of cultural culture or, the area that you're in, tends to just be not exactly what you generally might be interested or what be looking for. So a lot of the people, even if you have genuine interest in those side of people, might not necessarily just click because of that. And it's not because of, anything wrong with them, obviously. It's just, there's just, detachments that, are there that, despite, not necessarily being, not vibing in potentially, it's just there's things that just don't necessarily click, where there's a mutual sexual kind of clinging. Get something to eat, be over tomorrow or something. Tomorrow, all right. I might be here, maybe. Should bring Harley to Bama. I don't think he wants to go. I don't know, if I get a date solidified, would you want to go, Harley? Or am I just going to be, the lone wolf out there? I know Stefan will never, ever agree to that. He's very, single-track minded sometimes with a lot of things. Yeah, see? Yep, I'm a lone wolf of it. God damn it. Well, when that shit gets solidified, would it be at least okay with watching over the pup and stuff like that? Obviously, I can't bring Zukov with me. If I could, I would, but I can't, unfortunately. Plus, I really don't think he would do good on plane. Did he my last the year ass alive out there? Frankly, dude, I think you'd blend in pretty well. I'm not even kidding. You got the redneck half of you. Just, embellish that side of you while you're there, and my entire reason to get you here ruined. No, it's not. I'll just convince your mom to come up with me, and then you can fly back or something. You can have, a couple weeks, to be up here, then you can meet Zukov. How about that? Go down there, help you out. As, a little reward for you. You come up to, PDX. There you go. Boom. How about them apples? How about them apples, bish? Can't say no to that. Because then the crew can fucking, come out here and, visit and see you. So that'll work as well. Far forward to take it back. I'm sure that you and I would be able to, figure that out, or even you and me and your mama would be able to, work something out about that. I pay for you to go back, and she pays for you to go up here, or something. We'll figure something out about it. Don't think too ahead about that. Did beat the shit out of me often. I'm allowed off in all my cursing. As long as you just, like, mind your P's and Q's around the cops and don't say anything to them because they are, apparently from what Venom says, are not used to getting backtalk. But beyond that, I think you'll be fine. Like, it's a bunch of weird-ass, like, you know, like, redneck pride, fucking rebel flag, Confederate flying motherfuckers and shit. I think you'll be fine. Protect Harley from his stepdad. I feel like that's not really what he's worried about. I think it's more or less literally like everyone else. Mostly the cops, and I'm actually kind of like really, like if Harley were there, dude, it would not be me you would have to worry about me back-talking cops about. It would be Harley that you have to worry about, and I'm not even kidding you, dude. If you think you have to worry about me back-talking them, worry about him. Because, he fucking, like, he will not give a shit. Depending on the area, I will mind my P's and Q's. But, you know, he don't give a shit. So, yeah, just keep him, like, in the house or something. Anywhere that isn't near cops, basically. They aren't used to getting sassed back. Yeah. Don't bitch about how, you know, like, they don't like being back-talked about how they're being overworked and not respected enough. They want to make sure they get more respect because they don't want to overwork themselves more. Dude, using an excuse to put you in a cell for a week. Sounds about Gestapian. Sounds about SS. Oh, look at you and your little ball. You're so cute. I can't wait for his new harness to come in. It's gonna be awesome. And I love how, like, Stefan already hates it, even though he doesn't even know what the hell it is. He hasn't seen it yet. It's like a, quote, like, tactical harness. I mean, the only reason why it's called that because you can attach, like, pouches and patches and stuff like that to it. That's literally the only reason why it's considered that. And he's like, no. Stefan was like, no, why'd you do that? I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean? I've told you I want to get a harness for him that has, like, an ability to put patches on it so I can put some silly patches on him. Because I do. Like, I want to have a patch that says, I demand you pet me, because every time he stares at anybody, it's basically like, non-consensual agreement of, like, you are going to pet me. If I can get close enough to you, you will pet me. Like, that's just how he is. So I want to get, like, silly patches put on him. And, you know, so it's like, he doesn't know what I'm trying to do with it. It's, like, absurd. And plus, like, if the pouches, like, if we're going on hikes and stuff, you can have snacks, you know, different little things in there, all that type of shit. You know, it's like, he doesn't get it. Rip City's, I love my boy Rip City, but he could be a quirky person sometimes. He's a quirk ball. Literally thinks anything that's quote-unquote tactical is just, like, cringe. It's just like, what? Hates my fanny pack for, like, no reason other than based on pure emotion. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, I, for one, love my fanny pack. That's 100% sure. I hate the cops so much, and I'm always talking shit to them. Yep. Sounds about Harley. But one good side effect is my stepdad is buddy with the local police, so they let us speed locally. Your fan pack and Treya's fault, bro. Andre's fault, bro. We all know it. They're becoming open dad bod for that fanny pack. They're becoming the opening dad bob. I feel like you used voice to text with that one. Your fanny pack, Andrea's fault, bro. The Andrea's fault, like Andrea's fault line, or dad bod, like. I'm assuming like the bod, like, you know. I don't got the beer gutter, and I'm not like a big boy. I mean, Tyler's got more of that dad bod than I do. Way more about long shot. Like, he's, out of all of us, he's the one who's got the dad bod, alright? So, I mean, nah. You do a little bit. Lanky twink bod. I mean, I'm not that lanky. My legs are actually pretty fucking, like, thick and swole. I got, like, swole-ass fucking, like, calves and thighs. So. I'm not honestly that lanky. I mean, if I kind of worked out more of my upper body and shit, like, I definitely wouldn't nowhere near as lengthy. I'll probably still be twinky, I will admit, but probably nowhere near as lanky. Is using text-to-speech. Well, just proofread it, just to make sure that there isn't the Andrea's fault line, or, like, the opening dad bob. just make sure you proofread. Honestly, I mean, there's people that use just regular old text-to-text, just regular old chat, that are also way fucking worse. At least with speech-to-text, it'll at least, you know, make everything be spelled correctly. It'll just use other words and shit that I have to kind of, like, decipher. It's more of like an Enigma speech code, more so than, like, you know, just gibberish. Or just outright broken words and stuff. I'm not saying that at you. I'm saying that, like, that there are people that will pop in this chat sometimes. And just chats in general. I mean, I know you've seen it, you know, Harley, where it's, like, go into comments or, like, live chats, and it is just brutal. It makes you kind of feel good, where it's like, man, I thought my education on, you know, grammar was bad. They sell sexual tarot cards. Huh. Interesting. Hey, what the hell? Whoa! What? Whoa! What? Hey, do you mind? What a goofball, dude. Hey, come here. What do I got that I can give him? I'll give him a dental stick. I'll shut him up. There we go. Yeah. Take that shit the hell up. You goofy little bastard. Silly old dog. I love his little, like... I just love his little grunts and moans. It's so adorable. Feel self-conscious about your teeth again. Nah, don't be. As long as you at least just, like, you know, maintain, you know, basic dental hygiene. I mean, who cares? Dude, I got, like, one of my coworkers, genetically has bad teeth just because, because of genetics, and it basically kind of makes it look like he has like meth teeth basically, and it's because it's just because literally due to just bad genetics, like, he just has weak enamel and stuff like that, and thus, his teeth are far more likely to break or decay and stuff like that, even if you do take good care of them. And, that's actually something that can be prominent, in people and shit. So sometimes people just, due to genetics, just unfortunately don't got good teeth and stuff. I'm missing 4. Well, see, there you go. You probably have the genetics I'm talking about a little bit. And so what? That's immutable. You can't do anything about it. I mean, my shit, used to be crooked as fuck until I had braces, and then when they got taken off and stuff, they kind of got crooked again anyway. Outside these two. And I guess these bottom rows. But beyond that, like, I mean, it's whatever. Look like a meth addict by a random person at the store today, not directly, but I heard him say it to another person. I mean, fuck that piece of shit. I ain't got no fucking teeth. Well, yeah, see, Harley doesn't even have any in the first place, so it's just like, I mean, he's even more SOL about it. So, see, like, I mean, again, don't worry about it, Venom, you're fine. Like, who gives a shit? Anyway. Like, I'll at least get this last little bowl cashed down, at least for the meantime. Oh my god. Venom, oh my god. Man, now I'm kind of glad I am getting called in. Well, why are you saying he? He's literally in the chat. Ask him. I'll let him answer that, if he wants to. I ain't gonna answer it. Does he know about Brett Keane and know that it's a reference? I don't know. He might barely know about Brett Keane just because I might have mentioned it to him before, but no. Guarantee he doesn't know anything about that. Well, anyway. Gonna help my poor closer close for tonight because I don't want him to be by himself. So I'll be back a little later tonight. Hopefully in like 2.5, 3 hours max. Hopefully. So